What if I told you that last year I made almost $2,400 and I did so in less than 20 minutes worth of total work? No, this is not some kind of get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not some sort of a clickbait or anything like that. This is honest-to-God, real-life results. And the best part about all this stuff is I didn't do anything special. These are publicly available offers that are available to literally everyone. And since these offers are available to everyone, that means that if you just simply do what I did, then you will achieve the same results that I did. 100% guaranteed. Now, if that sounds too good to be true, then make sure you watch all the way to the end. In fact, at the end, I have a special bonus tip for you. I'll explain a second way that I achieved somewhat similar returns. I made over $1,000 last year, similarly in less than 20 minutes worth of work. Hi, my name is Ben, and this channel is dedicated to all things personal finance related, helping you earn more, spend less, and invest the difference. Now, if you find content like this useful, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys and your success stories of how this information is helping you along your financial journey. All right, so enough of that. Let's get straight to the good stuff. Let's find out how I made almost $2,400 last year. Well, $2,395 to be exact. And the answer is credit cards. And I know right off the bat, some of you guys just lost some interest because you're saying, you know, the bells and alarms are going off in your mind, the red flags. You're saying, yeah, credit cards are bad. This has got to be some sort of a terrible idea. Credit cards aren't bad. That's a misnomer. You see, credit cards aren't good or bad. Irresponsible use of credit cards is bad. In fact, irresponsible use of credit cards is probably the single worst financial mistake that you will ever make. You start paying extremely high interest rates if you don't pay off your balance in full, and that interest will destroy your financial future. But contrary to what some people might believe, as long as you pay your bill in full on or before the due date, you will never be charged a single penny in interest. And that means as long as your card doesn't have some sort of an annual fee, which most cards don't, usually only sort of the elite premium cards have annual fees. So if your card doesn't have an annual fee and you're paying your bill in full every month, then it is 100% free to use a credit card. In fact, it's better than free because a credit card comes with perks. It comes with cash back or travel rewards or hotel points, something like that. So in this case, it is literally a case of getting something for nothing. Now, a lot of you guys know that you can get cash back or airline miles or something like that whenever you use your card. You might get 1 or 2% or something like that. But how do I get that much value out of my cards? How did I get almost $2,400 in a single year for my credit cards? And the answer to that is by utilizing sign-up bonuses. And so a credit card company has a definite interest in trying to get you to use their credit cards as opposed to some other company's credit cards. So in order to entice you to use their products, they're going to offer you a large sign-up bonus whenever you first apply for that card. And their theory is as long as they can get you using that card, then more than likely you're going to continue to use that card over time and they're going to have a new customer. Now, these sign-up bonuses vary depending on the credit card. Some credit cards have very low requirements in order to get this sign-up bonus. Some have significantly higher requirements. So you want to make sure that you pick credit cards that suit your spending habits. So for example, a typical credit card might be, on the lower end, it might be if you spend $500 within the first 3 months, they will give you $150 in cash back. That is enormous. Like, you spend $500 to get $150 back. That's a 30% rebate. And that's not counting the random, 1 or 2% cash back that they are already going to give you on this card. Now, it should be worth noting that you are not going out and just blowing $500 in order to get $150 back. That would be stupid. Never spend $500 to get $150 back. But the point is that every single one of you guys out there is going to spend at least $500 in the next 3 months. Even the brokest of college students is going to spend $500 total in the next 3 months. So don't go out and spend money on things that you didn't need anyway just to get this cash back. But as long as you are already going to be spending this money, food, gas, groceries, utilities, etc., then this is a fantastic way to get some money back in return. Other spending requirements for different cards might be if you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, they might give you $200 in cash back, or if you spend maybe $3,000 to $5,000 in the first 3 months, they'll give you $500 cash back. So what I typically do is I analyze and see roughly what it is that I'm spending every month. And for me personally, I tend to spend right around $1,000 per month. I put all of my expenses, everything that I can possibly put on a credit card, I put on a credit card. And so for me, spending $3,000 in 3 months is pretty easily attainable. And as long as I do that, I get $500 in cash back. But here's the catch. The credit card companies would theoretically like for you to continue using their card indefinitely once you have it. But there's nothing that says you have to keep using it. Me personally, I've got a drawer full of credit cards that I used simply to get the sign-on bonus, and then I've never used them after that ever again. So once I get that initial $500 cash back for spending $3,000 in the first 3 months, I simply apply for a new credit card that has the exact same perks and benefits to it. I signed up for another $500 cashback credit card. So since I spend an average of about $1,000 per month, I can easily get 4 of these $500 cashback credit cards each and every year. So that gets me $2,000 total in cash back, not counting the random 1 or 2% cash back that the card normally provides. Now, some people don't necessarily spend $1,000 a month. That's fine. Maybe applying for a card that just needs $1,000 total within the 3 months, or $500 within the 3 months to get either $150 or $200 cash back. There's nothing that says you have to go for these higher credit cards. Do whatever is realistically available based on your monthly spending habits. And this is also a fantastic way to try to predict your future expenses. And what I mean by that is sometimes we know we have a very large bill coming due. So for example, last year my air conditioner went out here in this house. It was old, it was time to get replaced, and it just went out entirely. So I had to pay an HVAC electrician to come out here and install a brand new heater air conditioner unit in my house. And so obviously that was very, very expensive. In fact, I have a unit upstairs in the attic, so that made it even more expensive with the installation. So I think it ended up costing me something like $6,000 to $7,000 to install this air conditioner unit. So the first thing that I did when I knew that I was suddenly going to have this big bill because my unit went out, before I even called the electrician to come and replace my unit, I went online and applied for a new credit card. The particular card that I applied for was one that required a $5,000 minimum spend in the first 3 months. And in return, well, it was technically points, but I could redeem those points for cash back, so valued at $500. I'm not going to. I'm eventually going to redeem it for airline travel, which is worth significantly more. But the point of this whole thing is that I don't usually spend $5,000 within a 3-month time frame. So usually this particular credit card would be a bad choice for me. But since I knew that I had a very large bill coming due, this card made perfect sense. In fact, by simply putting this one expense, this one air conditioner heater unit on my credit card, I made the entire minimum spend and got that cash back just off that one purchase. So last year, grand total, I applied for 5 different credit cards, 4 of which had a $500 cash back or points system. So that was about $2,000. I also applied for the Amazon Prime credit card. That one is a little bit unique. It doesn't need any spending on it at all. You simply get a $100 gift card, Amazon gift card, as soon as you get approved for this card. So that was a free $100. I actually got the card because I was interested in getting the 5% cash back on all Amazon and Whole Foods purchases. The extra $100 was just a nice icing on the cake. So last year, that means I got about $2,100 simply in sign-up bonuses from these 5 different credit cards. And the other couple $100 was based on just a simple 1 or 2% cash back that these cards offer. Now, I have a lot of different credit cards, and I'm pretty good at maxing out these different categories, because some credit cards will offer you significant cash back if you use them at the right location. So maybe if you use it at a gas station, you get 3, 4, 5% cash back, or restaurants or traveling, etc. I have enough credit cards that for the most part I can get pretty close to 5% cash back on whatever it is that I'm wanting to buy. Now, when it comes to this minimum spend, I don't spend enough money to really worry about these particular categories. I'm just spending money just to meet that minimum spend. So for the majority of the money that I spent last year, I wasn't really worried about these categories or anything like that. But if you do spend a little bit more money, if these spending limits are very easily attainable for you, then you might consider strategically using different credit cards that will get you higher cash back. Now, one thing you guys might be wondering is, so what is all of these new credit cards, what does that do for my credit score? Well, honestly, not a whole lot. So initially, when you apply for any new credit, whether that's a loan or a credit card or anything like that, the lender is going to pull your credit score, and that includes a hard inquiry on your credit report. And these hard inquiries lower your credit score by about 5 to 10 points on average. And this usually stays on your report for about 2 years, and it slowly becomes less important, meaning you might lose 5 to 10 points immediately, but after a year or so, maybe it only lowers your score by 2 or 3 points or something like that, until it falls off entirely at the end of 2 years. But if you have otherwise good credit, then you're probably not going to get dinged by 5 or 10 points. It's probably going to be a little bit less than that, even right away when you're first applying for these cards. And in the long run, believe it or not, having more credit cards is actually going to improve your credit score, because you have more credit available to you, so your credit utilization rate drops significantly. So even though it's a short-term hit on your credit score, in the long run, it's really not going to have any impact whatsoever on your credit score. And as proof of all of this, this is my credit score as pulled by Experian as of today. It's about a 785. And like I said, I typically apply for somewhere between 4 and 6 credit cards each and every year. So as long as you're otherwise being responsible with your credit, you can still have extremely high credit scores. And as far as my credit score is concerned, I don't really care as long as my score is above a 760. Everybody wants the 800 or the mythical 850 credit score, but the reality is it doesn't matter. At some point, your credit score simply becomes bragging rights. You see, most lenders don't care what your credit score is as long as it's 760 or above, because that's the point where typically you're going to get the absolute best interest rates possible. And since I invest heavily in real estate, obviously the interest rates that I get on my mortgages are very important to me. So as long as my credit score stays above a 760, I don't really care what it is after that. The only thing that I care about is that I'm making thousands of dollars a year in cash back from my credit cards in the meantime. Now, you'll notice I didn't go into great detail about individual credit cards or anything like that. There is literally thousands of different credit cards out there on the market, and almost all of them have a sign-up bonus. So all you got to do is go to Google, type in best credit card sign-up bonus 2020, or I don't know, something like that, and you will be bombarded with different options. Just pick one that has a good minimum spending requirement based on your particular spending habits, and then also make sure you try to stay away from any cards that have an annual fee. As long as you do those two things, you're going to be good. Now, if you'll remember at the beginning of the video, I said that if you stuck around to the end, I would provide you a second strategy that made me thousands of dollars last year as well. Well, just like there's credit card sign-up bonuses, there's bank account sign-up bonuses. Banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, all the big boys want you to use their banks. And so more often than not, they will offer bonuses for opening up a new checking account or savings account and direct depositing money into that account for usually the next 2 or 3 months. So basically what I'll do is I'll open up a new bank account to get this sign-up bonus. I'll have my money direct deposited into this new bank account, and then literally the day after it gets direct deposited into the account, I set it up where it has an automatic withdrawal where it takes it out of that account and puts it into my real bank account so that I have easy access to it. If you're interested in learning more about these bank sign-up bonuses, consider watching this video. I go into a little bit more detail on all of that stuff. But that's going to do it for us today, folks. How I made nearly $2,400 in cashback rewards utilizing credit card sign-up bonuses. That is available to literally everyone. If you found this video useful, like I said, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.